What's up mga Kokote? It's me, Kuya Kyle, and welcome to Kuwader wherein learning is the name of the game. And kung bago pa lang dito sa YouTube channel, don't forget to click the subscribe, like, and share buttons for more updates and videos. So as we can see sa presentation natin, we have here listening to value judgment. And this will be our topic for today. So sobrang ganda ng aking presentation and sobrang gwapo niya and ganda niya kasing gwapo ng inyong Kuya Kyle para sa araw na ito. So bago natin simulan ito, mag-subscribe muna kayo sa aking channel which is RobZ TV, WROBZI, BZIE, and then capital TNB. So punta na kayo doon and subscribe na kayo. So let's get back to our video. So we have here our trivia for today. So ang trivia natin sa araw na ito ay, did you know the original Back to the Future time machine was a fridge? The DeLorean was not always the way Marty McFly was supposed to travel to the past in the Back to the Future movie franchise. In fact, in early drafts of the script, the time machine was attached to a refrigerator and driven to the Nevada desert into a testing site for the atomic bomb, where it was strapped into the back of a truck and driven into the atomic explosion in order to harness its true power. So, like, before pala guys, ang ating time machine ay fridge. Hindi ko alam kung movie ito, pero ay yung sinasabi niya. And feel ko siya is para siyang movie. So, move on na tayo dyan. Dapo na tayo sa ating agenda sa araw na ito. Ang ating agenda is, how does judgment affect communication? How do you value a judgment? Importance in listening to value judgment. So, first I will explain to you and elaborate the topic more. So, let's get into our video and let's get into our topic. So, it is on listening comprehension, and the discussion is about listening to value judgment. So, do you sometimes find it difficult to create your own judgment? For some, making sound judgment based on what was heard was easy. But for others, it demands a thorough analysis of what has been presented. Like in, let's say, Webster's dictionary defines judgment as the process of forming an opinion or evaluation by discerning and comparing the capacity for judging, discernment, and a proposition stating something is believed or asserted. Making a sound decision is a skill that needs to be developed, and it cannot be achieved overnight. The key for making a sound decision is learning how to summarize the large amount of overwhelming information heard or read. One has to learn how to filter the voluminous information from different sources. Being aware that there is hierarchy of knowledge that exists, one will have an aid in making a decision. Not all inputs should weigh equally in the decision-making process. One has to make a comparison of all inputs given because it will help in analyzing the credibility of the information, and one has to verify the track record of the source, whether it has good standing or not. And lastly, we have one has to find out if the input given is biased or favoring someone or an enterprise. Then, after taking all these considerations, the gut feeling of this person or the instinct can provide help in making a sound decision. So, that's the listening to value judgment. Now, how does the value judgment affect communication? So, although a stereotypical judgment may benefit the person holding the stereotype because it justifies their own characteristics or value, it produces lenses that negatively affect communication. This idea will limit the ability to hear or experience anything that is different to the constructs of the stereotype. And how do you value a judgment? So, if you make a value judgment about something, you form an opinion about it based on your principles and beliefs and not on facts which can be checked or proved. So, in valuing judgment, it is based on opinions, principles, beliefs, and not facts. So, that is the one that is staying here. And dito sa how does value judgment affect communication, that the idea was that yung idea na to is nililimit niya yung ability para marinig or ma-experience yung mga bagay na iba sa pag-construct ng stereotype. So next we have what's the best way to make value judgments. So we often say that value judgment are normative, which means they evaluate things with respect to certain standards or norms. One way to get a quick handle on the nature of value judgment is to see that any statement of fact can easily be converted into a value judgment by introducing a value term. So it says here na ang best way daw to make the value judgment is we often say that it is normative, which means that it evaluate the things with respect to a certain standard or a norm. So yung one way para ma-handle natin yung nature sa pag-value ng judgment is makita natin yung mga statement ng mga bagay na may fact and madaling ma-convert sa value ng judgment in a way na ini-introduce natin yung value term. So, we have here importance. So, our values develop based on many influences such as culture, parental guidance, social expectations, and individual differences. One of the individual differences that seem to impact that values we adhere to is our personality preference. To be able to predict, we first need to understand that influences our leaders' decisions. One of the key drivers in making decisions and exercising good judgment is an individual's own set of values. That being a set of deeply held beliefs about what is good, right, and appropriate. These values are deep-seated and remain constant over time, guiding us in our daily actions. So, we have here values tend to lie underneath and ultimately steer our agendas, and everyone has various subsets of values. When it comes to leadership and good judgment, we can look at the two subsets of values, those that guide someone towards acting to pursue their own individual interests, and those that guide someone more towards pursuing collective interests. So, thank you for listening. That's all for our topic for today. I hope you learned something, and this is your Kuya Kal, and I am signing out.